They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. 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 They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
And ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television said my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
The people on
taking it from
television
the
said
city
the
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
Talk about extreme.
My fellow Americans and autists who voted for Trump, it's your boy Dank Brandon here. I want to take a moment to congratulate the DNC on losing another election to Donald Trump. You replaced me with a candidate who has the same likability as Greasy, hobo taint, and expected to win, and they say I'm the retarded one. The Democrats said that I was too old, that I was too slow, that I was a joke. Well, here's a joke for you. What do Willie Brown and the 2024 presidential election have in common? Kamala Harris blew both of them. I shouldn't have said that. But seriously, I mean, first Hillary loses to Donald and now Kamala. This man has beaten more women than Doug Emhoff. Anyways, congrats on losing to Hitler again. I hope he locked you all up this time. Thank Brandon.
What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I am so happy.
Yes, it is a glorious day.
It is tremendous. It's huge.
It's huge. Yep.
It's huge.
Huge.
Thank Brandon had to come in there and show show Kamala what's up.
Oh.
Did you guys see the picture of Joe Biden
In the red pantsuit?
Yeah, yeah.
When she went to go vote?
Yeah. That she did that on purpose. There's no way.
Oh my God, did she ever do that on purpose? That was 100% on purpose. That was a sign to Kamala that she was going to lose.
So what's better, the Trump wins memes or the screaming liberal reactions?
Screaming liberal reactions. Those are my favorite.
Donald Trump is now our 47th president of the United States of America. This election was not even close, which I find odd considering rallies. However, how can that compete when you have Elon Musk paying $1 million per day to encourage people to vote for Donald Trump? Personally, I'm disgusted by that. I'm disgusted enough to delete my X account. I'm disgusted enough to never order a Tesla long as I shall live. I want to take this moment to congratulate those of you who voted for Donald Trump, which was the overwhelming majority of Americans. You chose to vote for a dictatorship, and that is what you will get. America is no longer the land of the free. You have chosen, by siding with Donald Trump, to throw our United States Constitution and our United States flag in the garbage.
I mean, one thing they had right, it was a campaign of joy.
It definitely ended up being one of joy, at least.
So the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do not know who the winner is, but it is pointing in one direction. And it's not final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight, primarily. Trump has insulted women, berated them, has been found liable in court for assaulting a woman, and he took women's reproductive rights away. And instead of standing up to that, people voted for it. And we failed our daughters, our mothers,
Dude, you didn't tell your daughter you want to
Wives
have a daughter. You got to actually get
tonight.
paid
America failed
by a
them.
woman.
We.
for-
So, so I have one question about him. Who do you think blew more men, him or Kamala?
Well, Kamala's got a head start, so
Yeah, that's true.
gonna go with her. These
Yeah,
are go ahead.
She's a seasoned vet.
Yeah, these are the women that they failed.
I will make it my life's mission, my dying wish, that none of you weirdos can hide in the future. You can't lie to your kids. You can't lie to your grandkids about, oh, it was so confusing. It was hard to see the truth. He was so convincing. I will not let you get away with that. Like, that was not normal. This is not normal. I will make it clear to everyone. Like, I will make sure no one is confused about how things were right now in this very vital, crucial time in American history, that it was not confusing. It was not confusing at all. You just stood for that. You stood with that and for that. Like,
Bring it on, Puddin'.
Emphasize enough. There will be nowhere to hide, and history is going to look back on this and look back on you in a very negative light.
It's funny because they're making such a big deal of it, while at the same time, there were ballot initiatives in 10 different states to do away with abortion bans, and a lot of them passed. So, like, y'all got your way. What are you so?
Florida did take away women's rights, and I think that they now have to wear red cloaks with white hats in Florida now. All women.
Personally, I think all women should have to wear those now anyway. But that's
Yeah. This is my favorite.
We may not have rights tomorrow. So I'm going to bed with the last bit of dignity that I have left. But we fought a good fucking fight, and if it turns out that, shit flips, great, hell yeah, but right now I'm just not. I can't fucking deal with this shit right now.
Aww.
I don't think she had a whole lot of dignity to begin with, but okay.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't use SSRIs or benzos.
Yes.
Oh, wait. How do black women feel about Kamala losing? We haven't heard from the black women contingent yet.
How did you get footage of my last trip to the theater?
No, see, who we're really concerned about is we really want to see what the Turks are up to. We really have to see what the Turks are up to. Let me find the Young Turks here.
The Young Turks. Got to make sure you specify.
Like 100 clips here. Oh wait, here's what happens if you're a white dude for Harris. I found the white dudes for Harris, so we can see how they react here.
Yeah, I got you.
Who's actually gonna win this fucking thing? Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off! Fuck! God damn it!
Hey, remember that guy discharged a firearm towards a public school?
Yeah.
Good God. I mean, I don't know who's more poorly built, that guy or Sink.
Oh, you found it.
Leaders are simpletons. They're servants of the donor class. So they go in there, like, oh, donor, give me money, please. And I made an ad. I'm Kamala Harris. I'm full of joy. Okay, well, what did that get you? And they say, oh, Jake, you're too angry. Too angry? What? Does Donald Trump look like he's kind? Does he look like he's in a good mood? I mean, no, people want some sort of reaction from their politicians. They want them to represent them, to fight for them. But that has never occurred to a Democrat outside of Bernie Sanders, and probably we never will. So I have no interest in listening to a single Democratic politician ever again. They can go kiss my ass. They can do whatever they want. And we never listen to them anyway. And they hate us because we're right and they're wrong. They're always wrong. And they hate us for being right, okay? So, but they're not gonna learn. You have to beat them in a primary. That's your only hope. And so if you say it's super hard to beat them in a primary because of the lying sons of bitches on mainstream media, who will smear you to no end, who will fight harder against progressives and populists than Republicans or Donald Trump or anyone else. Well, brothers and sisters, nobody said life was fair. So we got to go fight that mainstream media. We got to destroy that mainstream media that is filled with lies on top of lies about how the politicians are so honest and the donors have no control over policy. They have 100% control over policy. Everyone in mainstream media is a liar who goes, oh, well, here's a bill. Well, I'm not going to talk about the donors at all. I think they're having an ideological debate. Oh, look at that. The donor class won the ideological debate again, but I won't call them the donor class. I won't tell you that it's corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats that are playing good cop and bad cop.
The donor class kept his network afloat.
So these Democratic leaders,
If it wasn't for the donor class, Kamala would have gotten.
If they're not all fired, the Democratic Party is out of its
he
mind.
directly tied to the DNC though? That's what I'm like. Like, didn't they give him money?
Yeah, they did. I think Jenk's just really he's really tore up about Tim Walz not getting there, so he's not going to get his pro horse team bill passed.
Yeah.
So go in the chat on this.
Hang on. We got
Keith Olbermann.
Hang on, we're queuing it all up because Jink was talking about joy and the joy from Kamala's campaign. There was no joy for Joy.
Aw, Joy Reid.
It's a state that I think Democrats definitely were reaching for. There was a lot of work to try to turn out the college campuses, which were really thick and really packed, and try to turn out the suburbs. And I think there was a lot of hope because of just the insanity, can we say fairly, of the person who's running for governor in that state, and the thought that, defeating him would also carry Harris in. But in the end, if they didn't make their numbers and essentially exceed the numbers that Joe Biden had in the suburbs, and I think we have to be blunt about why. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And, God bless Shannon Watts, who has tried to have that conversation. But if people aren't receptive to it, and if people vote more party line or more on race than on gender and on protecting their gender, there's really not much more that you can do but tell people what the risks are and leave it to them to do the right thing.
I swear she just talks to hear the sound of her own voice. That could have been said in about 45 seconds, and she stretched it out to almost 2 minutes.
Yeah, like you say it in like one sentence, and that's it.
Is the adrenochrome supply drying up? Because she's starting to get a hairline kind of like Beetlejuice from Chicago.
Maybe that's just the way progressive black women age. But it's funny that she blamed it on
so much joy that it's sucking their life force out. That they have so much joy.
It's funny that she blamed it on white women because, as like every network was covering throughout the course of the night, it was largely the not white male vote that swung. Did you see the numbers? Where's Carlos when we need him? Did you see the numbers
Latino
males? Yeah, it went from like 36% support for Trump and 54. It was 54.
The majority Hispanic states in Texas, like the jumps he took there.
Yeah, like especially like border counties too. Like there was one that has what was it? They were saying
There was Starr County in Texas. I think he jumped up a bunch.
Starr County. It was the first time a Republican won Starr County since like post Civil War. Like amazing. Just
well, they called Michigan Senate. It was stolen for the Democrats. because 300,000 votes came in last minute, and 100,000 votes. Sorry.
Have they called the president race yet?
For Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh no! 3 a.m. Sorry, at 3 a.m. They a bunch of votes came into Detroit. So let's see, Michigan. No, Michigan's still not called.
Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, and Alaska are still undecided.
They're working on stealing the votes again. It's what
Michigan
does.
doesn't matter though. Michigan doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
can
but they
steal
got the
everything they
Senate.
want. It's already over. Like they're.
I know, but they got the Senate and they stole it last time in Michigan. They're doing it again. Pisses me off.
But it doesn't matter because
we need Elon Musk to clean out our. We need Elon Musk to come in and help clean out our state government.
But it doesn't matter because the Republicans already took the Senate. So it like
I know, but this is the second time in a row that they've stolen the Senate from us.
But it only matters to you. Michigan became inconsequential around 3:30 this morning.
I understand that, but it still pisses me off.
You're just mad that your vote didn't count. You finally didn't vote for a libertarian, thinking that your vote was going to count, and then it didn't anyway.
Yeah, and that stupid ass libertarian got 54,000 votes. I want that guy hung. Well, I want him in Minecraft.
I didn't see the finals, but when I went to bed, RFK was beating Chase, which is hilarious because he dropped out.
Hey, it's only gotten worse. I'm trying to like cook
Well,
breakfast.
as Alan Mosley
it's only gotten
said,
worse. It's like he's going up like 10,000 more votes like every couple of hours or something like that.
As Alan Mosley says, Chase proves he's a bottom.
He likes being on the bottom.
Speaking of bottoms, probably submissive bottom, definitely not a power bottom. Keith Olbermann.
The Wednesday Countdown
Oh, I
podcast.
thought you were going to say Harry's.
Russia has committed an act of war against this nation. We were attacked last night. Regardless of the outcome of the presidential election, as certainly as if Russia had bombed, not merely threatened with a terrorist attack, 32 polling stations in one Georgia county, many in another Georgia county, between them the home of 1/4 of the entire black population of the state of Georgia, and also in the states of Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Arizona. Russian interference in this country's elections.
Oh, God.
To at least 2016. It has been proven time and time again, and at times the government of this country has buried the information even though it was available in plain sight. Now it has happened again, and our response to it so far is to present to the country a toll-free tip line if anybody has any information. Details in the Wednesday Countdown podcast, now live wherever you podcast.
What is this retard talking about?
When did he stop wearing his laminated COVID Vax Pass? That's the last time I saw this guy.
I know, but he's looking more like Rachel Maddow lately.
Yeah, they all eventually become Rachel Maddow. All lesbian feminists eventually turn into Rachel Maddow. That includes the male ones.
So what he was talking about is that there were some complications with a few polling stations or something like that, and so they were trying to claim like that there was interference. And then like at first it was like our side, like Republicans claiming interference on because these are the same polling stations in Georgia, so we're thinking like, hey, shenanigans to win Georgia, but apparently I don't know it was just some issue that they had with it, and then they got it resolved. And they were like, "Oh, it's Russians hacking the elections again," kind of thing. So leftists all of a sudden jumped on that. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, the Wisconsin thing. It was Wisconsin early on. There was like 30,000 votes that had to be recounted. But like, I don't know what the other networks did, but like NBC covered it pretty well. They went to like the place where it happened. And they showed the machines and they explained what happened with the machines. And basically, one of the machine wasn't it wasn't secured the way it was supposed to be, so it just wasn't counting anything. Like they were putting the ballots in and it just wasn't counting anything. So they turned it off, they took everything out, and then they reran everything, and then it counted correctly. So like it ended up not being a big thing. It was just an equipment error. But,
Well, it's obviously Russia.
Yeah.
It's obviously Russia. I mean, come on. How could you deny it? It's Russia.
Speaking of Rachel Maddow, she was having herself a night.
A projection to make in the presidential contest in the swing state of Pennsylvania. NBC News now projects that presidential contest has been won by Donald Trump. Now, I believe that means that we are at a 266 electoral vote count for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris at 194 electoral votes. So to be clear here, this is the third of the 7 major swing states that have been called. But Georgia and North Carolina and Pennsylvania, as those 3 states, presents an almost unless there's it presents an insurmountable future.
Let's give a shout out to my Amish and Mennonite cousins for turning up.
Steve, I'm trying to unmute you. You had a bunch of background noise, so I turned your mic off. Or not.
Well, you need to talk to your actual cousins, Josh, because apparently they still want to vote Democrat in Virginia. I thought it was going to flip red, but apparently Virginia's still.
Yeah, well, Fairfax came in late as usual with their fuckery.
Yeah. Yeah, that was trending in a decent direction there for a while, and then the fuckery hit. Speaking of some beautiful racism, I don't know if that's the right lead in for this, but
yeah, Jake, let me just give you a gut check here about what we are hearing here as we've been sitting here reporting from the Harris headquarters. And I think the operative word right now is silence. There's not a lot being said because the Harris team appears to be searching for bright spots in the map as these results very, very slowly come in.
Searching for bright spots and also very aware of the warning signs throughout the electorate in Virginia, in Iowa, in other places. I am told that Milwaukee and Detroit and Philadelphia, that is what the Harris campaign tonight is holding out hope for, more votes to come in. They have always said the blue wall was the most straightforward path. Now it may be the best, not only at all.
They keep calling it the blue wall.
Also something that is developing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I still hear from Harris aides that they feel good about Georgia, but it is very, very close. The blue wall still remains the best option for her in this moment.
Yeah,
sounds worse than blue balls.
It's only the blue wall because the Republicans ran Mitt Romney and John McCain.
Right.
Like Trump. The only reason they won it in 2020 is because of shenanigans.
Yeah, right. I mean, like 20 million extra votes that just happened to come in. Like, where are all of those voters this year? Did they all die of COVID between then and now? Like,
no,
I will give
in their graves this time. They didn't come out of their grave this time.
I will give Trump's daughter Laura and Elon a lot of credit. They actually worked this the way the Democrats did. They had a fucking army of lawyers and ready to roll with the swing states.
Oh yeah, like I saw something about like they didn't let Republican poll watchers in Pennsylvania, and immediately deployed lawyers, and then they were already getting through the whole paperwork and everything to get in there.
Yeah, it was. What was it like?
They were much more prepared, at least.
230,000 poll workers and over 500 lawyers across all of the big swing states. Like they came out in full force to make sure they were able to keep everything under control. And I feel bad for Steve because I'm sure after everything after it became apparent that Trump won the White House and the Republicans won the Senate, they're like, okay, we've been here all fucking night. We don't have to hang around in Detroit anymore. And so then it's like, all right, they're gone. Now we can do whatever we want to do. Steve might have gotten his way and everything might have gone perfectly fine if they had all stayed, but Trump won without Michigan, so
and withdraw. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So Steve has to be the one that suffers and lives in a blue hellhole.
Well, I'm just sad that I can't share a bunch of Robert E. Lee memes because Virginia ended up turning blue towards the end. That's really all I asked for this morning.
See, you can share one Robert E. Lee meme, the one where he's like, where they were actually, I guess, where he's signing the treaty, I guess.
Jason,
not the best one, but it
check
fits.
the bathroom stalls and follow the sound of snorting to find Kamala. Or maybe she realized what was coming and decided to go get the VP home cleaned up and ready for JD Vance.
Oh,
They
come
got real quiet.
Get your drunk ass up, pick up all the fucking bottles, and clean that fucking room up for JD. Pack your shit. Joe, come here. Escort your motherfucking self to the old folks' home. Jill, come get your. Come. He been shitting every fucking well. Come get him. My president,
Especially in the Vatican.
I lost 3 pages. I've been screaming for an entire year. I lost 3 pages with 100,000 followers. This is my victory too. You heard me? We got the goddamn Avengers in there. We can get anything done. I'm holding his ass hostage the same way I was doing Kamala and anybody else. But I'm just glad we got over this hump and everybody wasn't stupid. Y'all had me beating the comments. I really thought the comments wasn't robots. I love the fact that I know they robots now.
Dude, no, legit. Okay, there has been so many like comments that I'm sitting there wondering, like, there's no way that this is a real person, like saying stuff. Like, aside from the white dudes for Harris, which we actually got to see them in physical form, and they're just gay men. Like, other than that, other than the little twinks, the rest of the people that are like commenting, there's no way they're real. Like,
oh, hang on, I haven't seen this. It just happened. I just happened to scroll upon it. Best clip of the night comes from Anderson Cooper and CNN. So I was watching the NBC coverage. So one of the guys that I worked with, he was watching CNN, and so we were like comparing how they were covering stuff, but I didn't actually watch anything from CNN live during the night. Let's see what this one.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one count?
Underperformed everywhere. Yeah, that was another thing too. It's like oh, her votes were like way less than Joe Biden's, like all across the board, everywhere.
Yeah, it was just nuts. I mean, fun, a lot of fun, very funny. It was really interesting the way NBC was spinning it. Like, total votes, she was way down, and he was running about even everywhere. And then, like, percentage of the vote, she might be a little bit up or a little bit down from where Biden was 4 years ago. And then they would go click on like Republican counties, and Trump would be a little bit up or a little bit down. But like it would be like if Kamala was up 0.4 of a point over what Biden was, I'm like, see, she's making some big gains here. But then Trump would be up like 1.5 points, and they'd be like, just a little bit of an increase here in this one. like, are you listening to yourself, like the way you're skewing this, or if Trump would lose like 0.3 of a point, and then be like, oh, Trump's really taking a a beating in this one this year. It's like, no, it's 0.3 of a point. Like, if Kamala up 0.4 of a point is making huge strides, then like, it's just nuts. Or if Trump gaining a 1.5 is not doing much, then losing 0.3 is doing.
I mean, they were
much.
doing that with the polls too. It was like, oh, we found a like a Harris 0.5% poll, and it's like, dude, for one thing, that's terrible considering how Joe Biden was polling in 2020, because he was polling like way ahead in some of those states. Like he was polling like 5 points up in Pennsylvania or whatever. Ridiculous. But like, so you're saying 0.5? Oh, she's doing such a good job. Like, it's so great. She's clobbering Trump or whatever. It's like, dude, you realize that's so low, so low. They were huffing like they were talking about us huffing copium in like 2020 or whatever, but they were huffing way too much of their own supply of copium last night. That's for sure.
When are we going to hear from Kamala Harris, her team, somebody? Like, I don't think she'll actually come out and say anything.
I don't think so either, because she hasn't yet. She apparently there was a phone call where so it's reported. I don't. There's no verification that this is real, but the phone call that she conceded to Trump. But there's no like public concession. You know, normally they do a public concession, and stuff like that. You know, except for obviously 2020. But yeah, normally there's a public concession and that kind of thing where they say, I may have lost, but this is what the country decided and all that kind of stuff. There's been no public concession at all, and she didn't even, the phone concession wasn't even played or whatever. So I don't even know if that's real.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this is what she's done. She like disappears. I'm sure they need to take like 3 days to prep a speech and get everything ready so that she can come out and talk about what happened. Just me and you now?
Yeah, I think Jay jumped off.
Cool. All right, what else we got? I mean, this is it. This is the story. It's it'll be interesting to watch as it all unfolds. Like we said before, the Republicans have taken the Senate, and
they look like they're going to take the House as well.
Yeah, they've taken the Senate. They're in decent position to pick up a couple more seats, possibly. Yeah, I think there's
The House will be close, though, I think.
Yeah, the House is going to be close. Last time I looked, I think there were still like 50 seats in the House that hadn't been decided, and Republicans only needed to pick up like 14 or 15 of those. And I was just kind of like perusing the map quickly, and I think I counted like 18 that are trending probable for Republicans. So I think there's a pretty good chance that they end up holding the House, taking the Senate, and then that gives Trump free reign to basically just steamroll all of the fascism into.
If he doesn't if he doesn't basically have Paul Ryan 2.0 in Speaker Johnson and stuff like that.
I think they've run a lot of those guys out.
I don't know if Johnson seems to me like he might be the type of like a Paul Ryan type. So, but yeah, so Jason says, can we all agree that the Democrats are the real racists now, just to throw the boomers a bone? Yeah. So considering the fact that 54% of Latinos are voting for Trump, the Democrats are the real racists. They don't actually support.
I know.
Latino vote.
I know Trey hates boomers, and this is for you too, but Justin, how cool is it that we had somebody from our generation on our presidential ticket and they won? J.D. Vance?
Right? Yeah, he's our age. He's like 40. Yeah.
He's like a Zennial too, or whatever.
Very happy about that. We are the future.
We are the world.
You know who's not the future? Destiny. Apparently Destiny doesn't have his destiny last night.
I mean, they're still outstanding. Are they not counting them here? What's going on, Vadim? Why isn't Philadelphia counting votes? Call him. Do we have contact? Hello, if you're watching the stream right now and you work in Philadelphia, we'll put you on stream. I'll call you. I want to know what is going on. What the hell is going on right now? Send me pictures. I know you're out there. I know somebody's listening.
So, like, are those like all the people that are banging his girlfriend right now or wife or whatever, even the female?
He did this. He did the stream covering like how the election was breaking down, and they took turns.
So they would go in there. Yeah, they'd
Democracy.
go in there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of, let's check in. I love the democratic process. Let's check in on our poll, see how that's going. So we started out with 8 cities of potential burn victims, and we are down to 4. So in our the morning after polling over on X, Twitter, whatever you would like to call it.
I think Portland actually won, so I think we can already call it, because there were reports of Portland already burning, there were concentrated, I guess, riots. It wasn't like widespread riots like it was before in Portland, but apparently there was a kind of Chaz-ish.
Oh, in Portland, it wasn't your typical hobo burn barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
I say Minneapolis and Baltimore are still strong probabilities for something happening. I don't think Chicago as much. It was Did you see how big?
No, this is Seattle. Excuse me. It was actually Seattle. I'm incorrect.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah.
Damn. Somebody mentioned Seattle, and I didn't even think to put Seattle on the list.
See if I can...
It was me, I think. Well, I mentioned it after the fact.
Oh, yeah. But even so, I mean, I didn't think to put it on the list.
The police actually squashed this pretty well.
Yeah, but they tried. They're like marching them back. They're like telling them you're going back.
You love to see it.
I love to see a good beatdown on a leftist. You know.
I wonder to what extent the mayors and governors of these cities and states are going to mobilize the police and crack down on this shit pretty quick to keep it from getting out of hand. And like I said, I didn't think Chicago had a very high chance of that being something that happened there anyway. Did you see the numbers for Illinois? Like, it still went blue handily, but the swing from how many voters Illinois,
it's like 11% now, isn't it? Like,
it
went from, it was like a almost 20% victory or whatever last time to like now like an 11% victory.
Fully cut it in half. Yeah.
Well, even New York City, like it's like 25% black. Like, I was like hearing reports that like nobody was showing up to vote at those polling stations.
NBC was showing numbers from New York State and New York City itself, like all the boroughs, and the difference between 2016 and 2020 and how well Hillary and Biden did versus how, I guess, really how much better Trump did this time. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's, and again, I don't know if it's so much Trump did so much better or the left really did hate Kamala that much. Like, the whole joy and,
the Israel thing, like,
yeah,
she was flip flopping on Israel. I feel like that was probably an issue for a lot of them more than the Democratic Party will actually want to admit, because they won't want to say like, hey, there are some people in our party who actually hate Jews, and they don't want to support anybody who's going to say, I'm going to give Israel infinite bombs to blow up the Hamas.
Talking about that, Trey, it was kind of funny to see Dearborn, Michigan, who's majority Muslim, voted more for Jill Stein, the Jew, than they did Chase Oliver,
Yeah. Yeah. Just like fully, like basically completely. I mean, he's probably not going to win Michigan in that way, but yeah, I mean, it's still funny to see that area completely.
No, Trump won that handily, but it was just kind of funny to see her like in a distant second place, and behind her was old Gase Oliver.
Yeah, Chase is like had no chance, like no zero, like he didn't even get like, I don't even think he got 1%. Like, and even Gary Johnson, didn't he get like almost 2%? Like,
Yeah, Gary Johnson did decently well.
Outperformed really well.
Yeah. I think last I was looking, Chase was trending around 0.5%, maybe.
Ooh, it went up.
Yeah,
but that's still less than Jill Stein. Jill Stein got, and I don't. It was funny to see. So like, you know, we were telling like, you know, in 2020 we were kind of like, you know, like why is Joe Jorgensen like, yeah, whatever, like just kind of like those kind of things. Why are these margins so close and having that third party person be on there? But now it's the leftists. They're like, oh, this Jill Stein chick, she needs to like, basically like she needs to be unalived in Minecraft. You know.
Well, and I've talked about it before, but if you looked at the 2016 election in the swing states, specifically in Michigan and Pennsylvania, and you looked at Jill Stein and the votes for Jill Stein, the difference between Trump winning those states in 2016 was effectively the Jill Stein vote. But by that same token, there were a couple other swing states that went for Hillary, that if you looked at those states, the difference between Hillary beating Trump was the libertarian votes for Gary Johnson. So like when you think about it and you look at it, it's like, okay, like legitimately third party candidates cost Hillary the election in 2016. So then in 2020, the DNC like went full on weaponized lawfare against third party candidates to keep them off of the ballots in the swing states specifically. So like, but then they shot themselves in the foot with that this year because they had to fight.
They wanted to keep
RFK on the ballot in the swing states. So
he was gonna pull a lot more votes, and then all of a sudden he drops off the ballot, and then they're like, "Oh no,
we got to keep him on the ballot." So now, but in keeping him on the ballot, then they also have to keep all of the other ones on the ballot. So they shot themselves in the foot. Not that I don't think the third party vote made a whole hell of a lot of difference in this election the same way it did in 2016. But it's just interesting stuff to look at.
The leftists sure seem to think so. At least they're like, no. Like, why are these 10,000 votes not going somewhere else? Like,
well, I mean, it was the whole meme, you know, too big to rig. Yeah, that's how he had to win.
Yeah, I love how he ran with that campaign too. He like I think you know, it was more of like an internet thing. We were saying like, hey, we've got to make this too big to rig, and then all of a sudden his campaign kind of did pick up on that. So honestly, like his dude, after he fired essentially after he fired whoever was running his campaign before Butler, essentially whoever was running that campaign before then, he fired them, and then that was immediately when everything changes, because now he's getting
he brought back Homeboy,
getting in Homeboy. Wait, who's Homeboy?
Who the crap was the guy that ran his campaign that he's got back now? Justin, you know his name. I can't think of it.
The advisor from his 2016.
Yeah, and then also Bannon just got out of jail, so there's that too.
Yeah, I don't think he had much.
Bannon didn't, but the other guy, you know, having him back, I think helped.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names this morning.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of trying to
scroll and
see if I can find anything else interesting. I mean, I have a feeling that as the day progresses, shit's going to get worse for the left.
Oh yeah.
Because
they're gonna process it because right now they're still in like shock mode. I think tonight will be like if they're
Well,
if
and they're
there's
still
any-
trying to figure out how she can win. It's like,
Yeah.
well, surely there was a mistake somewhere. Like he definitely didn't win Pennsylvania and Georgia. Like there was a counting error. Like they're gonna come back and say, oh yeah, they're only both of those states are only 99% counted, and he's up 200,000 votes. But like that 1% could still she could still pull 100% of that 1%, and that might be 201,000 votes. That like they're still going to cling to.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's the fucking logic of NBC not declaring Wisconsin until 3:30 or 3:45 this morning. They're sitting there and they keep going over and showing the thing, and it's like Trump is ahead by 100 and Trump's ahead by 110,000 votes, and they're still projecting roughly 115 to 116,000 votes to come in. So they're not going to call it. You think out of the remaining 116,000 votes, Trump's only going to get 6,000 of those, that Kamala's going to get the other 110,000 and close the gap and win? It's like, what the fuck are y'all, like, just fucking call this thing already. And I think the reason they called it at like 3:30, 3:45 is because the Today Show was coming on to start at 5 a.m. So it's like, all right, like we can't come in still clinging to this like obviously lost hope. Like just fucking call it, and then the Today Show can come in and they can talk and they can start talking
have
about
a discussion
right,
about it. Yeah,
right. They can start talking about it. Like it just felt too perfectly timed the way they finally just called it, and then 15 minutes later the Today Show starts. It was like, and like I said, there was no reason. It's like they're literally sitting there going, yeah, it's estimated there's about another 116,000 votes to come in, and Trump is leading by 110,000. It's like, how do you think this is going to get any better? Like,
I mean, hell, even though it doesn't really matter, that's kind of like how Michigan is now. There's like 98% reported, and he's up 100,000. Like, where do you think? How do you think you're going to find, 200,000 more or 110,000 more votes?
Right. It's just nuts.
There's always Detroit, I guess.
Reddit has been on fire. It's been pretty great. So this is my favorite quote of the whole of Reddit and the whole thing. It says, "Damn y'all, we really need to." That's so...
Send that to me later.
I would say internet bots. Like most of the time, I'd say like, oh, bots, but like that I have to believe is real, because like, that sounds like a genuine reaction.
Yeah, I have been enjoying Reddit so far today. Whenever I had all the shit with my which I use burner account. I don't use my real name or anything on Reddit anyway, but whenever all the shit went down with getting suspended and everything, I went ahead and wiped my old Reddit account and created a new one. So unfortunately, my algorithm does not give me as much of the politics stuff. Now I mostly just get video game stuff. Before I had a healthy blend of politics and video games. Now it's just almost all video games. So I haven't seen as much of the stuff, but the ones that I have seen have been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Reddit died when they got rid of the Donald subreddit.
Yeah, that was a huge L. Because the Donald subreddit was like, honestly, like I think that helped a lot in 2016. Like, see, and that's why, like, now that Elon has Twitter, but now that he has Twitter, he bought Twitter. Like, that's now where basically the Donald subreddit is. Like, but it's kind of compartmentalized though. Like,
yeah.
In the subreddit, it was nice because like you have all these people who like Trump and they're sharing Trump memes, and that was just, it would blow up really quick. And that's how some of that stuff went viral. And I really think that's why they clamped down on it so hard, because they were like, oh shit, we realized that this is how they're mobilizing their base. We don't need them to coordinate and mobilize their base in a Reddit subforum where they can just post memes and make them go viral immediately, and we can't control that. We don't have the algo juice to control that. So now we're getting shit on, and we can't handle it.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how Reddit handles certain stuff, the way it comes up and the way they take it down, and it's
well, it's all mods. Like they pay mods, and so and honestly, I think a lot of that would, if I were to dig into financials, probably is linked back to DNC. If I had to guess, there's a lot of Reddit.
Oh, for sure.
I have an
back to
idea.
DNC.
I have an idea. We need Bezos to buy Reddit. So then we've got Elon with X and Twitter. We've got Zuckerberg with Facebook and Instagram, and then we've got Bezos with Reddit.
Twitch
and they can have Bezos with Twitch and Reddit, and then they can compete for which one of the billionaires becomes the king of the social media world. And see, Bezos with his his op-ed that he wrote for the Washington Post and stuff might be like, all right, if we're gonna make Reddit, because Reddit's been hemorrhaging money for years. I'm kind of surprised it's still
they're hemorrhaging money, but they apparently they went public, and now they're basically allowed to float that because people are essentially they're buying Reddit stock, and so it's floating them a lot of money that they really don't have. Like,
Wait, are you saying my Reddit cheer or bits or whatever their currency isn't worth a damn anymore?
It hasn't been worth a
Probably
damn.
never was.
Oh man!
But yeah, I mean, I think that would be
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean, like Reddit. Look, if you look at Reddit, it has a market cap of 21 billion, but their revenue is shit. Absolute shit.
My favorite thing about Twitch is I watch Alan Mosley's show on Twitch every week, and literally every week, whenever I open up the app to watch the show, it has to run an update again. And then next week I'll open it up and it has to run an update again. And then the following week it's going to run an update again.
And nothing changes, by the way. Like,
Right.
they're not adding new features. They're not fixing anything really. It's
Right?
just-
Why does this fucking thing update every week?
They gotta collect more of your information. That's what they're doing. If they update it, they can scrape your information probably.
I got the iPhone. I got that. It's got that option to like not let apps do stuff like that. iPhone or Apple very much wants to keep all of your data for themselves. They don't want to give it out if they don't have to. And you can expressly click on, no, don't give this app my data. Just keep it for yourself. I don't mind that. I kind of like the tailored ads, honestly. Like,
I don't hate tailored ads. But I do think that sometimes like they're super predatory.
Right, like when I created my now nuked Facebook account, and it was like brand new, and I was just getting like random ads for dumb shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, go away. And like, I have to interact with stuff more and build up a good like base so that you know what it is I like, and you'll show me ads that I might actually be interested in. Like, I want to see bacon and like a meat of the month club and like
don't
whiskey.
look up anything. Just don't look up anything cryptocurrency, because then you get scam shit. Like, I promise you, like you get scammers like out the window. Like freaking.
Ooh, that's what I want. That's what I want from Elon. Trump needs to put Elon in charge of like the internet or whatever. Huh? I want fewer of the crypto bots. Like I don't want these chicks that are trying to sell me crypto. I don't want the work from home bots that are, oh, I have a job opportunity for you. No, fuck off. Like, try to get me to buy porn. Send me sexy pics. That's what I want. Stop with all this like crypto and work from home bullshit. I'm not trying to get a job. I've already got a job. Like, good God. Yeah, Steve's got so much money invested in like fake crypto from these chicks.
Here,
Wait,
buy
why did I buy all these
tits
Amazon
crypto.
gift cards then?
No, it's like buy tits crypto now, like, and I'll send you a pic of my tits, and then like it's like AI generated tits that he's getting. Like, some dude is making him jack off to AI generated tits.
Look, the best information I can give you when you're interacting with the bots and stuff on the internet is just don't be retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.